Hi, Steve here. Let's drop in on our good friend Dave Hobbs from Delphi Technologies in this little tech tip from an AVI classic, computer-controlled cooling systems.
Well, this Mahler map stat did actually start opening right around 206 with its specification. And let me show you something else that's worth talking about. And that's the equivalency of the jiggle valve, or the little slot in the top of some thermostats in lieu of a jiggle valve that allows a little trickle amount of coolant to leave the engine, and with it some air bubbles and so forth. So just to keep some of the air out of the engine, some of these thermostats do bleed a bit. So if you're thinking, I'm going to test this thermostat, that's a thermostat housing type of unit, where you've got a thermostat like this, okay, so if coolant will pour in here, pour water in there in your bench test, you shouldn't see any come out this way. Well, that may be true on some, but on others, as we'll see in the Mahler, it's not true. So what we're going to do is we're going to get really tight in here, and I'm going to show you as I pour some water in through the radiator upper hose fitting, and we're going to look right here. There's a tiny little, I'm going to light that up. Right there. There's a tiny hole. So let's watch the water pour through that tiny hole. So it might make you think the stat's open when it's actually closed, because that's going to bleed a little bit. So you can see that that's going right through that thing as if the stat was open, and it's actually coming out. I've got that upper there. You can see that coming out right through that hole right there. So that's the bleed hole. That's the equivalent like a jiggle valve in a conventional thermostat.